What's going on, YouTube? KevonMoore here, back with another little video. And this one I'm going to make extremely short, maybe about 3 to 5 minutes, right? So follow me. What happened to my license? Do I have a restriction on my license? Let's talk about it. So you want to go to trucking school, right? You want to get your CDL. You passed the permit, your general knowledge, you passed the air brakes, you passed your combinations, right? Now you all packed up, you got the call, you ready to go to CR England, you want to go to CRST, you want to go to Prime, you want to go to Maverick, you want to go to Melton, you want to go to some trucking school that will sponsor you to actually get your CDL license, so that way you can now start to drive tractor trailers, whether you want to go flatbed, reefer, tanker, drive in, doesn't matter. You are now en route to getting your CDL Class A license. But you need to be aware that if you are choosing to go with a mega carrier, which is just a company like Prime or CR England or CRST and so on and so forth, Swift and all these companies, Warner, JB Hunt, those are mega carriers, right? If you are choosing to go with a mega carrier, you have to understand, or you should be informed, that most mega carriers nowadays are getting rid of manual transmissions. So what does that mean? That translates to, if you want to get your CDL and you're starting off with a mega carrier, 9 times out of 10, you are going to be trained on a automatic transmission. I think CRST still does manual with the 10 speed, right? So, but don't quote me. I think they do. I think they do. But majority of all other mega carriers, they are switching over to automatic transmissions. So all that means is that you will have a restriction on your license, which just means that you cannot drive a manual transmission. That may be good or that may be bad, depending on the type of driver you are, depending on if you know how to drive stick shift already, whether it be in a regular car as opposed to a semi. That depends on you. Do you want to drive a manual, a 10 speed, a 13 speed, a 16 speed, an 18 speed? Do you want to drive automatic? Do you want to be shifting gears constantly in traffic? Do you want to just put the truck in drive and haul ass, go down the road, right? So it all depends on you. Me personally, I started driving cars on automatic transmissions. And then once I learned how to drive a manual transmission, for me personally, I felt like I was in more control of the vehicle. I felt like I could tell the vehicle what to do as opposed to just hitting the fucking brake. So when I got to CR England in Burns Harbor, Indiana, I didn't know that I was going to have a manual transmission restriction on my license, which prevents me from actually driving any semi with a manual transmission. Now, that can be removed, but you would have to either test out in your state in a manual transmission. You feel me? Me personally, I am a fan of manual transmission. I'm a fan of stick shift. I get, you get better fuel mileage. To me, you're in control more of the vehicle, whether it be a semi, a car. You're just in more control of the vehicle. You have more options to tell it what to do. You can gear up, you can gear down, you can throw that bad boy in neutral. There's a different bond with you and your vehicle when it comes to a manual transmission versus an automatic. Don't get me wrong, automatic is good in terms of like traffic. You know what I mean? In terms of traffic, you're not constantly shifting gears. You're not constantly having to worry about, double clutching or, like missing a gear, or, things like that. You just have to worry about hit them air brakes, flat on the road. You feel me? So it all depends on preference. Are you a manual transmission type of a person? A 10 speed, a 13 speed, a 16 speed, 18 speed? Or are you just an automatic? For me personally, my advice is, even if you may not want to learn how to drive on a manual, I suggest that you still learn how to drive on a manual. Why? Because I currently, until I, have the restriction actually removed, you are not considered I would say in my personal book, and maybe to other drivers as well, and maybe just to even the fucking industry, but you are not considered technically a truck driver, which will also mean that, or which also means that a lot of companies, a lot of jobs will pass on you given the fact that you do not know how to drive a manual transmission. You understand? This is a billion-dollar industry with very easy entry, and it can be extremely profitable so long as you use common sense, you're smart, and you have a plan. You understand? So why would you limit yourself in regards to getting the best possible work out there that may be beneficial for you and your family and your loved ones, or just for you as an individual, depending on your personal situation? Why would you limit yourself to only jobs that will take you because you just don't know how to drive a manual transmissions, or you have that restriction on your license? Now this is something that I have to like fight with and work towards, and just get the restriction removed off my license, but it's not a major deal to me. I know how to drive a manual. You know what I mean? So it's like once I remove the restriction on my license, which I want to definitely do within the next 3 to 4 months, maybe six max. But this is just some advice for someone who's thinking about getting into the industry and who may not know that you can or cannot, will or will not have a manual restriction on your license if you choose to learn on an automatic transmission, which will prevent you from even having the opportunity to drive for certain companies, whether private or public or mega carriers or small carriers. It will prevent you, man. It will extremely prevent you. So I suggest, if you're coming into the industry, do your homework, do your research, find a government program, find a school that will take you on and learn on a manual transmission. That way, at least you have the option of picking and choosing whether you want to drive an automatic truck or whether you want to drive a manual transmission. You have the option of having more opportunities in regards to work. You have the option of, just putting yourself in the best possible situation or position that you can make the most out of your truck driving career. Okay? So that's my opinion on manual restrictions and my personal situation, and I hope this video helps somebody out who's thinking about getting into the actual industry. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, share this video, leave a comment below if you had a restriction, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at KevonMoore, where I post things daily, not just about trucking, also about inspiration, entrepreneurship, just like mental health and all of these things, Africa and all these things, because like truck driving, I don't want to just limit myself to truck driving. I have other passions, you know what I mean? I got other passions in regards to just like wanting to travel Africa, and just thinking about doing certain things in Africa and just building certain businesses up. But in the video here, look at that, 8 minutes. Okay, like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Follow me on Instagram at KevonMoore, and we about it, baby. Get into trucking and do not have a restriction on your license. All right, peace and love, everybody. Bless. Stay safe. COVID-19. Fuck you.